Valor is the starting day of interest. Valor, it is called the date when the interest started to be processed by the bank for credit or deposit. It is the date when the interest to be applied to the money deposited to the bank is actually executed. For the deposits, the valor date is the first business day following the date the money was actually collected by the bank. For the withdrawals, the valor is accepted on the day the money is paid. It is the first business day following the day the transaction is made for the transactions to be taken into credit accounts. Valor means equivalent valid date, date of valor. In other words, it is the economic term used to describe the difference between the date of the transaction and the date when the transaction was recorded in the accounting records. Valor date, on the other hand, is the date when the transaction is recorded as a debit and receivable in the accounting records, and briefly the transaction takes place. When you open a term deposit account in the banking system, and deposit your money here on interest, the date on which your interest will begin to process your money is called the valor date. In practice, in general, interest begins to be processed one day after you deposit money in your term deposit account at a bank. In some banks, this date appears as a 2-day or 3-day valor. When the valor calculation is done, we also see the real version of the interest offered. When a 3-day valor transaction is made, a bank that gives 14% interest for 32 days actually used your money for 35 days. So, to calculate the real interest, we calculate 32/35 times 14 equals 12.8. In this case, although another bank offers an interest of 13.5%, if it makes a value transaction to our money on the same day, it would offer more interest returns. It is possible for the transactions to start at the same day with or without a value at the banks without losing time. You can negotiate with the bank for this. In practice, the money you deposit in the bank gains valor after for 1 day. But the money you withdraw from the bank becomes valor on the same day.